Hey, welcome back to the AnKorage. This is RenoQuest. Welcome on back, and this is the AnKorage on Odyssey, formerly from the Tubies, and got a. It's just an odd little show and tell of sorts like that. Where over the past few years I've been doing little renovations to the place, more or less in decor, that kind of thing. Try to help make it prettier, and who knows, maybe even make it a little more valuable, stuff like that. But today I am focusing on my bathroom. So, as you can see, I've done a few things in here. It's like I've changed out a couple of different things. I changed out my faucet for the sink, and I've changed out the lights up at the top of the mirror, and and that was inspired by the sink cabinet, and because it's of a dark coffee kind of color, and so I decided to play with it, and let's go along with the theme. Let's make it kind of sort of old timey. So let's do it with the dark browns and go with the light browns. The walls are of like a sandy brown, and I even went in and I even changed the toilet seat to a dark brown wood. I wanted wood because I've used wood before and I like it, and I wanted it to kind of match the motif of the bathroom. So I did that. And so if we go over into the tub area, that is kind of, as far as hardware goes, that's kind of like the last spot that I need to do that I know of outside of the heat registers. That's a different thing. Uh, that's going to be something on its own. The previous owner of this unit, went through and basically got a free kitchen and a free bathroom, including the drywall, because of a water explosion in the pipes inside the walls, and the people that did the work, that was for the association, so this was on their bill. So of course, they're going to use the cheapest options available. So, they work, but they're the cheapest. And in the bathroom, it's very evident. It's like they only put one coat of paint on the drywall because I've got a couple of chips here and there, and you can see the drywall base coat, the primer coat that comes on drywall. You can see that, and I actually have some touch-up paint where I can actually dab it with a Q-tip, and it takes care of that. And I happen to guess the right shade, so I've got that. But the hardware in the bathtub is what I see as being like one of my last things I have to do. And as you can see, and I'm just going to move this stuff down. As you can see with the shower head, this is my current shower head, and it's chromed, and that's all well and good, but it's too utilitarian, too sterile, and no character, none whatsoever. And that is the going motif in a lot of bathrooms these days. Let's use chrome up the wazoo, because it's cheaper and everything like that. So I'm like, yeah, we need something a little more old-timey for this room. Just like my faucet is that rubbed bronze, so let's go with that. So I went and I bought this. This is a shower head, and if I can get it open, I bought a new shower head, and here it is. Ooh, get this out. So here we go. Here's the new shower head. It's a rubbed bronze color, and I like that. very old-timey kind of looking, but also kind of today, and with the juice and stuff like that. Multiple different sprays, you know, and things of that sort. So I've got that. And so what I did after I bought that was the actual part of the shower head that, you know, attaches to the pipe that comes in. Of course, you know, they got that little pipe that pokes out of the wall and then bends down to the shower head. So that is where I bought this guy. You know, so it comes out like that and then down, and then your shower head is right here. So I've bought this to replace the pipe that's currently there. Now the good thing is that to do this, I don't need to shut off the water to the whole building. So, you know, as long as I just don't turn on the shower, I'm good to go. You know, just make sure I don't turn it on while I've got it on. So basically, all I have to do is unscrew the existing one and screw this one in. But, you know, because of my my experience as a younger self and helping out with swimming pools and maintenance and stuff like that, one of the major things that they use is Teflon tape. And I have Teflon tape, but what I ended up doing was I bought this fast tape that I can use, that I'll just wrap around this, and I'll just feed it, you know, screw it in, feed it in, and make it nice and tight. And there's that. One of the things regarding the town that I live in is that, or the part of the town that I live at, is that our water is very hard. There's a lot of minerals and a lot of unwanted stuff in the pipes. And I know this for a fact because there's rust everywhere. So somewhere along the lines leading to my home is old pipes, old iron pipes. And they haven't been changed in decades. So they are very, very old. So you might see stains in a picture down at the bottom of it. But we'll go down the wall a little bit. So after that head, that, you know, that shower head and everything like that, you know, because of the all of the added materials and or no, not added materials, but, you know, materials that ended up making the hard water, is, you know, on that existing shower head I've got a filter. So I've bought this filter, which is rubbed bronze, and you know, it doesn't, you know, these filters aren't supposed to make it, you know, like pure water. They're just supposed to help. And so I've got that filter that I'll put on the shower head, and there we go. Moving further down, we can see, you know, the existing handle, and of course it's chrome and very utilitarian and very ugly in my eyes, and very sterile and boring. So that's where I went and I bought this. This is it's got a shower head, but, you know, I'm not going to use that shower head. I'm going to show you the one I just showed you. But it's got a base thing, so I can change out that handle. And if I open this up, here we go. I've got that. And of course, can't see it all that well, so let's see if I can get this thing torn open. Alright, and here we are. This is it. It's a rubbed bronze, and you know, it's rubbed bronze, and, you know, it's got that effect. It looks like, you know, it's got that little bit of, you know, coppery kind of color ring on it. It's got the, you know, it's brushed, so it's you know, it's rubbed bronze. It's got the brushed kind of effect on it, so you can kind of sort of see the copper undertones. And I mean, this is just plastic, but you know, so it's all paint. But, you know, I've got this for that handle, and the good thing about this is that It's got a nice foam ring around the edge here, so that we can get a nice seal up against the wall of the shower. So there's that. And this is a Moen brand, so very good quality. I think it's a lot better than American Standard, that's for sure. But, that's just my opinion. But we got that. And further down the wall, we've got the bathtub water spigot, as it were. And I actually have the replacement. And as you can want to see right here, this one is just following along with everything about being chrome and sterile and ugly. And so I've got this one here. This is a rubber bronze. And instead of pulling down on the existing one, you pull down here. On this part, you pull down to turn on the shower. This one here has got that old one where you just pull up, and there it is. So this one is going to be replacing that. And I just need to go in underneath and make sure that the connection point, or the fastening point, is down in here, which I think it will be. I just have to feel under there and make sure it's there. So, and so there's that. And it looks like there is one of these in the box, because I've got a base right here, which is all nice. And then the final thing, if I can find it, is the bathtub drain plug, switch. What is it? Trip lever, they call it. I've got it right here. This is it, because the existing one, it's chrome, it's sterile, utilitarian, and ugly. This gives that flavor of old timey and character, and bump up the value a little bit. So when am I going to get around to doing this? I really don't know, but the main point is that I have everything I need for it. And am I going to do videos of switching out everything? Right now, off the top of my head, I'm going to say no, but at the same time, that's not written in stone. I still might. What I'm thinking is, what I might do is doing the initial part of removing off camera, and then the actual installation of the item, of the replacement, such as this, I might do that on camera, and in which case it would be its own set of videos. Would I do one video for each piece? Maybe. Might do it all in one shot? Maybe. I don't know. I just have to see how much footage there is, and make a decision after all the footage is taken if I'm going to do it all in one fell swoop, or if I'm going to do it one at a time. So, but at the same time, I might not do it at all. I don't know. Just because I'm not on any particular time schedule or anything like that on getting it done. The main point is that I've got the stuff to do it, and I'm good with that for now. And we'll take it from there. So that's really all I've got really to show you in this video. I have other little things. We could go around and I could show a couple of things that I've done, just to kind of help out a little bit. And actually, why don't we go ahead and do that? So we'll take a quick break of a second, and I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen. What have I done? Well, I did something with this refrigerator. It's black, as you can see, and if you can see, I've got my Battlestar name placard right there. There we go. It's very nice. But, there's a motif of sorts going on in here where, here's my stove that I use for, a dinner quest. And there's my dishwasher, which wasn't black when it came in. This is a replacement. That is also a replacement because they were white, and the front of this was white, so I changed it out to this black and chrome kind of look. And you can see, I haven't really talked about this all this much. This is kind of like this is a Formica, but I like that pattern that's on it. It's textured, kind of looks like rock. I like that. There's my microwave. I call it the nuker. And of course, it's got the black and the chrome, the stainless look, stuff like that. And if we, this doesn't have built-in under cabinet lighting and stuff like that, because that would cost too much. So, and of course, this was replaced by the association, and yeah. So what I did was I just went to the dollar store and I purchased a bunch of these. 1, 2, 3. It looks like 3 of them. So it's just an LED. There we go. So by putting this out here, and the joke to myself is if I go over to this one, pop that one on, and I walk back, and we take a look. Yeah, look at that. What do you know? I just increased the value of the kitchen by $5,000. So there we go. All right, we'll shut those off. Batteries are dying in this one here, so I got to change those out at some point. There's my toaster oven. It's also an air fryer, so that's kind of nice. So this refrigerator, when this place was purchased, you see where the handle is. It's on the right-hand side. That way, it opens towards the kitchen, and the funny thing is that when it was purchased, it was where the handles were on the left side, so on the other side of Shadow Strike there. So up there along the wall, it was on that side. So I went through and I removed the doors and I removed the handles and I switched them to the right side so they would be on the correct side, because they weren't on the correct side. I'll tell you about that in a second. So I went ahead and I did those changes in here. And, the floor is a tile. And of course, the grout's all dirty and everything. But I have a way to take care of that. And I've got the materials for it. Just haven't done it yet. And it's been like that for, since I owned the place. And that's going back a number of years. So, all right, the next part. Yeah, we'll look at the doors next. I replaced the existing doors because they were just those 70s empty pocket doors. So I bought solid doors. But these are not like super mega dense. But if you look back on the channel on the Tubies, you can see the video called Stain Quest, where I actually went through and I stained this door. And the secret to this effect, if you can see it now, is that you see it and you see a lot of different characteristics of it kind of popping out. And, it actually has what I'm calling it the old lighthouse look. So basically is with the staining, I forced it to have mistakes, as it were. So it's not a nice fluidic constant shade of stain, stuff like that. I used 2 stains on this. It was a 2 stain look. It was initially going over it with a natural stain, and then while it was still wet, I went over it with a golden oak. So, and then what we got is, we get little blemishes that kind of poke out. You can't really see them all that well on here, but you kind of can, like right in here. It's a little darker, almost kind of streaky. Down in here, you can kind of see those streaks. And if we go into the bathroom, you have to excuse the. If we come in here, we can see there's a little bit. Oh, that looks like a stain, doesn't it? That looks like a stain, doesn't it? Come down here, you can see a whole bunch of streaks. There you go. So that was on purpose because I wanted that lighthouse look. So there we go. And I also switched out the doorknobs to this rubbed bronze. Give it a little character. There we go. So about that refrigerator, uh, just to finish that off, is that when, like I said, when I bought the place, the handles and the hinges were opposite, which is basically how it came out of the box, and with that orientation. And I switched it so that you're in the kitchen, you open the fridge, and there you go. With the way that it was originally, being up against the wall where the doorway is, you'd have to come out of the kitchen to open up the refrigerator. And that is wrong. And here's why. It doesn't open into the kitchen. It opens out here, as far as like where it's facing. And, I could see one situation where that would actually apply, and be beneficial. That would be, and this is a little bit of a, kind of like a, not so much of a beat down, but it's a. I'm not into watching major sports. I'm not into football. I'm not into baseball. I'm into hockey, but I don't watch it. Big sports stuff like that, throwing on, blazers and having big parties, watching sports, because I think sports are, they're good, but they can also serve as a distraction from other important topics. And I'm not going to get into that, but it opens out into here, and it shouldn't be. It should be opening into the kitchen, because what does the refrigerator serve? It serves the kitchen. It doesn't serve the living room, so it shouldn't open up to the living room. It should open up to the kitchen. And by my switching the hinges and the handles around, it now serves its purpose. It actually opened up and serves the kitchen, which is what's supposed to do. So the person that owned this unit before I purchased it, they I can't say they weren't living here. They weren't for, I know that they weren't for a period, because they rented it out. But the person did live here for some time and stuff like that. Now, when the kitchen replacement, the cabinets and such took place, I have no idea when that took place. Did it happen while the previous owner was here? I don't know. Was it here when the renters were here? I don't know. It doesn't matter. So, but I think that having the refrigerator purchased, good idea. It's a nice big fridge, and it works very well, and it looks very nice, and kind of helps guide, my motif I've got going on with appliances in there. But at the same time, I think it was cheap. Namely because the door faces the wrong way. And I think that previous owner was just being cheap. It's kind of funny. However, I did get a new bedroom window out of it, because the previous owner made a mistake and accidentally locked themselves out. And the only way to get into the place was to bust open a window and crawl in. And the previous windows, which I still have one of them in the, I'm calling it the tank, which is basically the small bedroom. I'm calling it the tank, and it has the old original windows. This building was built in the 70s, early 70s. And, those are it's just that single pane of glass. And, the bedroom window, my bedroom window, is dual pane, but I'm not so sure that the installer used any kind of insulation in the jambs, because it gets cold in there in the winter, and it gets blazingly hot in the summertime. So I actually had to go out and I had to buy an air conditioner. Now here's the funny thing about the air conditioner. There's no air conditioner in the windows, or for that bedroom or the small bedroom. There's none whatsoever. And the association rules say you cannot have window units. And, you can't have air conditioners in those windows. So, and because of the town we live in, looks are everything. Oh, they're so everything. Karen. Hello. Anyhow. So, to get around those rules, I purchased 2 units that are interior units that roll around. They got casters on them. They can roll around. They got a big, exhaust hose on them. And you put the exhaust hose up in the jam, boop, and there you go. And you've got the exhaust, and it doesn't affect the look of the outside of the building. So, and that's telling, that basically telling the regulations it can frack off. But it's like, okay, so these are the association rules, which is almost kind of like, it's sort of like an HOA. It's a condo. So there you go. There you go. So that's how we get around that. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to have a unit, and because I need it, especially in the, the dead of summer when it gets excruciatingly hot in that room and in the tank. And then I've got the AC that's actually built into the wall up here. It's up in that corner. It's in a sleeve into the wall. And, that one serves out here. And maybe even the kitchen. I mean, it's a big unit, but it only really effectively services this living room and the kitchen. So, here we go. But this isn't about that. This is about my changes in the bathroom. Yeah, it's kind of funky that these are just plastic, but it actually, it might actually work out. So, would I have liked it? Yeah, I guess I would have liked it. I certainly would have appreciated it. I'd have a deeper appreciation to it, but at the same time, not so much. This thing, now this piece, it's got a red piece of plastic here and a blue piece of plastic here to indicate, the directions on making it hotter versus colder. This may only be me, but, I know the hardware, and, I might paint these over. I don't know. I may just leave them. I might as well. It doesn't hurt anything to leave it. And there you go. So with this, this will be beneficial. And another reason why I don't need to turn off the water is because I can just take the existing one off and put this one on. I'm going to double check to make sure that the hardware that's on there right now is mowing, because if it is, then the screw placements should be the same. If they're not, then I gotta figure it out, but it won't be that difficult. So, same thing with this piece, with the spigot. It's just a screw point down here. I've got screwdrivers. And my latest screwdriver purchase was that LTT Linus Tech Tips one ratchet screwdriver. Perfect application for it right here. So there we go, for tightening and loosening. There we go. So that's really all that I'm going to be talking about in this video. I could talk on forever about it, but I'm not going to. So that's what I've got. I don't have a time frame for it. I've got everything I need, and I'm happy with that. And if there's going to be a future video about me installing them, great. If not, whatever. I'm not overly pressed. This is just a hobby, doing videos. So there we go. But I am out here on Odyssey now, so this isn't going on the tubies. That's that Y and the T. So there you go. So there we are. So we have that. So let's make the bathroom a little old-timey. So why don't you come on back and we'll see what's going on in the next video. So thank you very much. Skál. Alright, so you gotta put this stuff away. I made the mess. And now I gotta put this stuff away. Alright, well, where are you gonna go? Back on the bar. That's where I was before. So I have to go back because I don't really have a place to stuff it. Oh well. Let's get going with that.